Hello and welcome to this tutorial on making Flash animation with voiceover. And there are a number of zillion ways that you could actually do this, but I'm going to keep things very simple. And this tutorial actually is made in two parts. And yeah, so obviously when you're going to go and work with Flash, you must open up Flash program and let us see. There we go, and that is your Adobe CS3 Flash interface. So if you're looking at this interface here, it can be confusing, but let's make it, I'll try to keep it simple. What you're looking now here is 550 by 400 pixels of width and height. That's your canvas, and the background is selected as white color, and the frame rate is set to 12 frames per second. We'll go back to that later, but the layer is selected here is layer 1, and it could go, and those are the frames, so it keeps going. For now it is 610, and I hope we should be able to get our presentation done. So what exactly are we going to do with this Flash animation or the multimedia presentation with voiceover? For which actually I've decided to go with a voiceover, and I just brought a cartoon image of the internet, and I have digitally enhanced and made some modifications to that particular cartoon character. So this is how it looks right now. If you're looking at the screen, it is Adobe Fireworks, and this is where my cartoon character is. And look at the size, it's 593, height and 672. But remember, when we went back to Flash, we had only the canvas size of 550 by 400, so we got to go and make this significantly smaller. So yeah, now there are a number of pages here. See, in getting these images, you could use any program that includes Adobe Fireworks or Paint.net or just your Paint, and you can start editing your images. Conveniently, I had Flash installed on my computer, so I just used Flash, the Fireworks. And if you're looking here, I brought this picture of the internet and modified it in Adobe Fireworks. The same can be achieved even in Paint or whatever. So the whole intention is to make this person talk. As you see, there's only head part given here. I modified it by giving the body part with a tie and a shirt, and also made eyes. So the same thing can be done even in Paint or any other program, but that's not what we are looking for. What we're looking for is how we're going to use this image and into Flash, and how we're going to animate this character in Flash and make the person talk, or make a presentation, make a voiceover presentation. Okay, so let's get back to this Fireworks and copy this image. So I'll just go Ctrl+C to copy this bitmap image, and I will go back to Adobe Flash and Ctrl+V. So when I'm pasting it, it'll ask me a question saying import bitmaps to maintain the appearance, and import bitmaps to maintain the appearance, text and the objects. Just go OK. Doesn't make a huge difference. So that's, see, when you looked at it in Flash Fireworks, it's significantly smaller, but when you're looking at the width and the height, it's 342 and 387, and when you come here, 342 and 387, except what happens is the size of your canvas is 550 by 400. So I'll just put that person there, that character there, and as you see here, there would be a black dot representing it has already become a keyframe. I'll talk to you what a keyframe is eventually, but yeah. If you're looking at this page here, I have the same sized face pretty much and different shapes of mouth, and I'm going to copy the mouth using my Mark III tool from Fireworks, and I'll just cut out that one there. I'll say Ctrl C and go back to Flash and say Ctrl V. Let's see what would be the size. Yep, the size is pretty much acceptable. So I'm just using the arrow keys and I have adjusted, and there we have a person with a mouth. Well, so because I said mouth because we're gonna only animate this part actually to make it look as though he's going to be talking. So we have all the objects that are required for our animation, and now we just have to go and make a second frame. Okay, in order to do that, what we can do is I'll just simply go copy the frames from, see we're on first frame, I'm just copying that frame, and I'm going to go now to this second frame and simply say paste frames. So that's my first frame and this is my second frame. So that's your first frame. You first copied the image from Fireworks, and this was the image that we copied, the bitmap image, and later what we did was I just had all of these pictures ready, so I just went and copied that A times X or whatever it is. So I just copied that bit there and I put it into my frame 1 in Flash. But I then right clicked it and copied the frames and pasted the same frames into frame 2. Now this is where I'm going to show you why we copied them as two different objects while we could have straight away copied it with the mouth. In order to get the animation properly, I separated the body and the mouth, and I'm gonna go now just delete that mouth, and in frame 1 you have the mouth, frame 2 you don't have the mouth. In this situation, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to again go copy another mouth, which is C here, and I'll say Ctrl C, go back to my Flash, Ctrl V into this frame. Haha, I got his mouth here again. So here he goes opening his mouth. So in first frame his mouth is closed and he's going to talk up apparently, and obviously he's going to open his mouth, and if you see here he's opened his mouth. Let us see. Let's go and actually check how this animation is going to work. Okay, so I'm just going to say Control and test movie. If you're going to look at that, so it is not even creating an impression as though the person is talking. It is just the output is two different frames, and you can't even look at the first frame. It only flickers. So this is where we have to go and look at 12. We're going to look at the frame rate. At the moment it says 12 frames per 1 second, which means like up to here, this is 10th frame, 11th frame, 12th frame. All of this will be played in just 1 second time. So which means these 2 frames will be played in like a very less time. So we can go and this is where we're going to go and then say let's make it 4 frames per second. So which means in 1 second time, 1, 2, 3, 4, which means our 2 frames here will be played for half a second. Alright, so let's go Control test movie, and so now you can actually see frame 1 where his mouth was closed, and again now his mouth is open. So don't ignore this bit here. We can actually adjust it later, but yeah, So for now we got 2 frames. Then again, now if we want to copy another, if we want to make another lip movement, what we could do again is we just simply go, actually we can simply go here and then say paste frames, and when you go here the first frame came back here. Remember how we copied it and we kept everything in reserve, and when we came back to the 3rd frame I said Control V, and here's the guy with closed mouth. I'm going to go get rid of this now. Now you should know what I'm going to be doing. So I'll just go back to the program from where I'm copying this various different mouth gestures. So I'll just go copy this one here now carefully and say Control C, go back to your Flash, Control V. It says again the same thing, just go okay, import as bitmaps to maintain the appearance. There we have his mouth again, and put it somewhere here. Just make it a little bit, now he has opened it a little bit wider, so we saw that there and here and again in, as you see in frame 3. Let's go play this control test movie, and what you could see, this guy is now beginning to say things, but remember it's only 3 frames now, and we got to, if it has to be decent if it has to be a decent presentation, we must have at least 300 frames. But if you're going to be doing this frame by frame, and it will be taking forever, I'll show you a easier method, but for now we have 3 mouth gestures here, as you see, and that is your shockwave file. We haven't even included the voice here, for which you got to go and record your voice. There are a range of different software available, including Windows audio recorder, and but yeah, for my convenience I'm going to be using Audacity. So I'm just going to go close it, and let's continue with the process of bringing in, actually go back here to frame 4 and then say paste frames. So again, when you go to frame 4, this person's got his mouth closed. Let's get rid of that and go back to the source from where we're bringing these different types of mouth gestures, and say Control C, go back to Flash, and again simple Control V, push OK, and here his mouth is again. So I'm not going to go test this one here, I'm just going to leave it like this for the moment, and continue with my 5, 6 and 7 frames. So this is my 5th frame. I'm just simply going to say paste frames, go back to the 5 and select the mouth, get rid of that, go back to my source here and copy this mouth here, Control C, go back to the Flash, Control V. Okay, leave it there. Then again I'll say in my frame 6, paste frames, go to the 6th frame and get rid of the mouth, go back to my fireworks. Oh geez, look at that, it's got his mouth wide open. So Control C again, go back to your Flash, Control V, and you can actually make it a little bit smaller, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. And there's a blue color there, but that's okay, don't worry about it for now. And what I'm going to do is one more last frame. So I'll go here again. In this I say paste frames. When I go click this frame, I'll get rid of this mouth here. Then what I'll do is I'll go back to fireworks, copy the last mouth gesture, Control C, go back to your Flash, Control V. Okay, we've reached the end of this tutorial, this part, and the rest will be shown. I'll continue in my next tutorial.